truth to that. Let's move it along here. So, not me. I'm going to live forever. So there was some offensive line talk and contract negotiation talk that hit today. Now, I want to hit this first, and for a specific reason. I don't know if this is the original Ricky that used to do this stuff. This guy's got over 30,000 followers. But you remember last year, Ricky, I don't know if it was Slick Rick Scoops. I thought it was called something else.
He was just calling shots left and right.
Bro, he was nailing it, right? So he puts this tweet out earlier today. It says the Packers are working on an extension for left tackle Rasheed Walker that they hope to have done before training camp, right? So you see this and you go, whoa, that's kind of out of left field because we had talked about Zack Tom top priority, this and that, right? So I just want to put out this information came from this specific tweet. People asked him in the comments, I think you're talking about Zack Tom. A couple people, I think you're talking about Quay Walker, right? Like, because there was a bunch of multiple sources that came out today that they are in contract talks with Quay Walker and Zack Tom. So if you've heard about Rasheed Walker potentially getting a contract extension, it could be true. It could be false, and Slick Rick Scoops here, Slick Ricky, might have gotten it wrong and gotten mixed up that it was Quay Walker. I don't know. He didn't respond to any of the questions in the comments, of course. That's convenient, right? Like, just one question. Hey, no, I know for sure it's Rasheed Walker. That would have helped. But just wanted to put that out there. This, to the best of my knowledge, this is the only source that we have for Rasheed Walker being in contract talks with the Packers. In terms of, them saying hoping to have it done before training camp. I'm sure they've offered something, right? But this sounds like they were trying to get something done. So again, don't know if this is true or not, but that's where it originated at. So as Dead Fish said, Quay is not a left tackle. Completely agree, Dead Fish. Quay is not a left tackle. I was just trying to make sense of it because they
do have the same last name.
They do have the same last name. So now let's get into the other contract stuff that broke today, and want to get your all's take on it. What I did was I had AI search through the interwebs. Let's hit this real quick. Austin Hardy with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Did you watch the Goot interview on Cheesehead TV yesterday? We did. I know I did, Austin. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't like those type of interviews because they're softball questions and never get a damn thing answered we didn't know. That's why people tell me all the time, do interviews, man. Get so-and-so, get so-and-so. We had Christian Watson's mom on the podcast. We had obviously the interview there with Tony Mandarich. That's fun because you're kind of hearing someone's story. But when you do an interview with a GM, did you guys learn anything that we didn't know? That's what I want to know. Did anybody learn anything we didn't know?
No.
That's why I don't typically tune into that stuff, because it's like I know it's just going to be random giggling, and then nobody gets anything accomplished. That's the stuff that kind of drives me crazy. So if you guys know something that they said in there that was maybe, hey, this really jumped off the page, let me know. Chat, awesome, appreciate you.
Too old for this.
What did he say?
Just read it. You don't have to put it on the screen.
I don't want to pat you on the butt and you poop my hand. So
yeah, I'm not going to bash anybody publicly, but that is pretty funny. I remember Weird Al Yankovic. He was a big part of my childhood, actually. So Green Bay confirms they're in contract negotiations with Zack Tom and Quay Walker. Now, there's been multiple sources. Packer Wire hit on this. There was like 3 or 4 different people that came out and talked about they're in contract negotiations with Zack Tom and Quay Walker. Now, listen, we knew they were going to try to get some kind of deal done with Quay as soon as they declined the 5th-year option. What did Goody say? Yeah, he's in our future plans, but, just obviously they don't want to – he didn't say this, but they didn't want to pay the 5th-year option price. We knew they were going to try to extend Zack Tom as well, but here is what we've got here. According to multiple sources, the Packers into contract negotiations with Zack Tom and Quay Walker. Let's dive into what we know. So what I did was said a interweb, AI, find every bit of information you can on this and compile it in a bullet form kind of article, and let's see what we come up with. Okay, so Zack Tom talks about his draft pick. In 2024, Tom emerged as one of the NFL's top right tackles. We know all that, blah, 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 blah. The article notes Tom's consistent participation in the 2025 offseason workout program, signaling his commitment despite ongoing contract talks. I know we've talked about that. Gutekunst's comments here lately said, Gutekunst stated, quote, "We've had really healthy conversations with Zack Tom about locking him up, and certainly That's something we'd like to do. This indicates active and positive negotiations. He acknowledged the time-consuming nature of extensions, saying, quote, these things take time and they never happen very quickly. This suggests a deliberate approach to reaching a deal. Gutekunst praised Tom's character and performance. Quote, he's been a really good player for us since the time he got here, done everything right by us. So hopefully we'll get there soon. This reflects confidence in Tom's long-term fit with the team. So strategic implications. Extended Tom is a priority due to his elite performance as a rising market for top offensive tackles. Penei Sewell's 2024 deal with the Lions was 4 years, $112 million with $28 million average annual value. A new contract would average $15 to $20 million annually, locking in a key protector for Jordan Love. If we get 15 to 20 annual, whoo, boy, what a deal that would be, right? The Packers' $49 million in 2025 cap space per over the cap, cited in related sources, provided flexibility to secure Tom before his value escalates further in free agents. We know the longer they wait, the more that's going to cost. Tom's extension aligns with the team's focus on building around a young, cost-controlled core, especially after freeing up $17.4 million by releasing Jair Alexander. Seems like that money that was saved by Ja, good chunk of it's going to go straight into paying Zack Tom. And obviously, Goody here of lately has been very vocal about, hey, we want to lock him up long term. So now we've gotten kind of confirmation, guys. I'll start with you this time, Tim. Tom sounds like they're in deep conversations with Zack Tom. I think this is going to get done before training camp starts, especially with Tom showing up to training camp the way he did.
I hope it's done before the end of the week. Hopefully by tomorrow we get an answer, right? No, but in all seriousness, you're right. I think we've been waiting for this for a while, and you don't want to stretch this out too long. I mean, we're going into camp next month. So, yeah, I would think in the next, week or two, tops, they would probably have something solidified to keep him here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Jake, got anything, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those situations where don't wait. We saw that situation with Love where you drag it on and all of a sudden the tag keeps rising and rising and rising. We know what Zack Tom is. We've basically known what he was since the day we got him in, and all of a sudden turn some heads. Fourth round guys like this don't come around too often. When they do, throw the freaking bag at him. Do it in a way where, like you said, maybe sooner than later, get as much, any bit of rising up that price or raising the price or doing any sort of drama. I don't want any holding out. I want any kind of nothing. I just want this to be done, inked away. We don't have to worry about it for a few years at least. I think just do it, give the guy what he's worth, and then let's move on fixing the rest of the 4 spots in that offensive line, making sure we have the best 5.
Absolutely. Let's get it done before training camp, so you can just walk in, suit up, put the helmet on, and let's play. I mean, there's just no point. There's no point in waiting and drawing it out. And Clay, let me just shouldn't I ask you a question I don't know the answer to, but
oh no.
If would it be feasible if we needed to tag him or anything? Would that be a route that they would maybe want to go, or that tag's going to be $25 million anyway?
The tag's going to be high. Someone could probably help us out in the chat. I bet Drew D could do it. Drew, what would be the franchise tag price for Zack Tom, or anyone who wants to look that up for us?
Just wondering if that's an option. I don't want it to come to that point, right? But if they really can't get it done by training camp, put them on a tag, get it done by next year. I feel like that's something we can get taken care of, but break glass in case of an emergency kind of thing.
Yeah, for me, I think they want to stay away from it. Now, if they do that, in the past, what they've been able to do is franchise tag and then finish the extension and then have that franchise tag be a part of the guaranteed money. And
Gotcha.
Then you can actually move that franchise tag. You can move the 5th-year option around too, as we learned with Darnell Savage. Drew D says around $21.2 million. That's not a horrible number. So,
that's not terrible.
Yeah, if you can't get the deal done, they'll probably franchise tag him out.
Yeah, that's not a bad – I wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, if we get him for 20, I'm going to be happy. But that's not terrible if we still need to work something out.
Yeah, and Holmes has got a cross-check on there with Gemini Pro that says 25.1, so somewhere between 21 and 25, because it does go up. It'll go up next year, right? So thank you, Drew, and thank you, Holmes, for looking it up. Appreciate that. So I don't know. How would you guys feel about that? Let's just hammer it out here. Listen, you've got to choose either franchise tag him or let him walk in free agency. What would you rather do, Jacob?
Franchise tag.
Okay, no way we let him go, right?
No, yeah. Jacob's running around with that little yellow sticker gun. I'm tagging that man.
Like he does at the club. I'm gonna
absolutely.
tag the ear of this one. I'm gonna tag the ear of that one. And keep it moving. Right?
Sometimes you got to mark them. You got to be able to tell them apart.
That's right.
Yeah, like from The Office, you got to just put a marker on him.
I marked her arm. What?
Oh wow, we're getting a little back and forth in the chat there.
I know. I see some people are saying walk. AFAM, of course, he's going to say walk. AFAM, don't make us get your mom in here, sir. Okay, put your mother in here to straighten
You're late
you
for
out
your Chiefs
right
podcast.
Okay. Don't make us call on her. All right, AFAM.
Oh man,
Whoever's running that account, I need you in here ASAP. Okay,
Yeah.
It makes my knot every time, man. All right. Anything else on Zack Tom before we move on to Quay Walker extension talks?
I will handcuff him to the railing at 1265 if we have to. We are not letting that man out of Green Bay.
Jacob said you can borrow his handcuffs still.
Well,
I don't know if I want those. They might not have been sterilized.
They're quite fuzzy too, in pink.
Oh, God. With that being said, that's going to do it for hour one. For those of you listening on the pod, I'm sure we will not see you for hour two, but you're welcome to join us. See you on the other side.
For those of you listening on the pod,
I can't believe you made it over, but welcome in hour two.
dude.
All right, Quay Walker. Another part of the Packers Wire. I believe Zach Cruz reported on this too, if I remember correctly. Maybe he works for Packers Wire, but it was that Quay Walker extension talks were Mrs. Green with the zinger tonight. Oval Office merch. We need to put some Oval Office merch in our what's the name of that? We got a merchandise store. I haven't checked it in a while. We might be millionaires.
I'll put that name in my mouth right now.
There's like 40 orders waiting to get processed.
No, it automatically fills it. If someone ordered something, they get it shipped. I'm just saying I might go in there and the balance be I don't know what it might be. They may say, hey, we shut you down because you owed us money.
Yeah, right.
That could happen. So anyway, a part of the other contract news that was breaking, Quay Walker extension talks. And again, same format, not going to read an article word for word or multiple articles. We just had it compile the information. Here's what we got, context and performance. Quay Walker, the 2022 first-round pick, number 22 overall, is also entering the final year of his rookie contract in 2025 with no fifth-year option exercise, making him a free agent in 2026. Walker has been a starter since his rookie year, playing 43 games over 3 seasons and recording at least 100 tackles annually. However, the article notes consistency issues as Walker has not fully met expectations for a first-round linebacker. I think all that's pretty accurate reporting there. Despite declining his fifth-year option, the Packers view Walker as a, quote, core player in defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's scheme, valued for his athleticism, size, and versatility. So fifth-year option decision, right? The Packers declined Walker's fifth-year option, which would have guaranteed $14.7 million. Gutekunst explained that the options cost was inflated because the NFL groups off-ball linebackers like Walker with 3-4 outside linebackers who command higher salaries and option calculations. I feel like we reported on that pretty extensively when the process was taking place. Goody stated, the only reason we didn't do the fifth-year options is a lot of the outside linebackers are calculated into that number, so it didn't make a lot of sense, end of quote. This decision reflects a strategic choice to pursue a cheaper multi-year extension rather than commit to a higher guarantee figure for 2026. Now, Goody's latest comments said he expressed high expectations for Walker's, quote, my expectations are really, really high. He, suggested he's got confidence in Walker's potential to improve in his fourth year, and I think specifically in Jeff Hafley's defense being in year 2. He confirmed ongoing extension talks. Quote, we're going down that road with him as well to see if we can make that happen as well. This indicates the Packers are prioritizing a long-term deal to retain Walker at a lower cost than the fifth-year option. The article also emphasized Walker's fit alongside 2024 second-round pick Edgerrin Cooper and all-rookie selection, noting their combined athleticism, pass rush ability, and coverage skills. I'm glad that it mentioned that because they really do mirror each other. You know what I mean? Like Emilio, it's almost like they're cut from the same exact cloth. They've got the same skill sets. It's just right. Edgerrin Cooper seems to process a lot faster than Quay at this point.
Doubled our speed on the inside. And again, they only played one game last year together. That was the Eagles playoff game. The only game they started together.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. So that's pretty much what it came down to. Now it says defensive outlook with Walker and Cooper, Hafley's defense. There's great potential of Walker and Cooper as a tandem in Hafley's defense, which emphasizes speed and versatility. Goody said, quote, really having those two guys on the field at the same time, the athleticism, the size that brings the ability to rush the passer, the ability to cover. I think those two guys are going to work well off each other as we move forward. It sounds like everything Goody's saying, he has Quay in the future plans, right? And you guys know how I feel about Quay Walker. I think he's an athletic freak. To me, the negative aspect of his game is he doesn't process quick enough. Like if he gets that down, which is crazy because a rookie in Edgerrin Cooper came in and just bang right off the bat, that dude is wasting no time. But it is worth mentioning, he got criticized, Cooper did, by both Hafley and Matt LaFleur for being in the wrong places, even though he made the play. So it's like, maybe Quay is doing exactly what they're telling him to do, and Cooper's just like going straight Willie beaming out there. Flush it, Coach D'Amato. I'm just gonna go out here and make this play type thing, right? So, and the fact that obviously Coop put on 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason is just crazy.
Yeah.
Shake it sound like you. I ain't heard you that excited since they had the breakfast buffet over at the office, bro.
Well, I mean, the only thing that can excite me more than Edgerrin Cooper of last year is Edgerrin Cooper plus 20 pounds of human meat muscle. You know,
Heard it from a fan right here.
Thick.
Muscle. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
The Packers confirm have roughly, $49 million in 2025 cap space, 13th in the NFL, bolstered by Jair's release. We talked about that. Goody focused on Tom and Walker. Reflects a strategy of looking in young talent before free agency, a priority after losing players like Aaron Jones and Alexander in recent years. So it's got a little offseason timeline there as well, talking about the negotiations. Zack Tom, a no-brainer, obviously, PFF pass blocking grade of 87.2 in 2024, make him a top 10 right tackle, essentially for protecting Jordan Love in a pass-heavy offense. His extension is a, quote, top priority, as noted in the recent analysis due to his rising market value and the scarcity of elite tackles. I will tell you one thing that I'm really noticing, gang, is with so many teams playing their best pass rusher off the left edge from the defense's perspective, right tackles are becoming just as valuable as left tackles now for right-handed quarterbacks. So it's funny how the league kind of evolves. You know, for the longest time, your best pass rusher on the blind side, therefore your best pass blocker needs to be on the blind side. And now they're putting their best pass rusher on the weaker tackle, and now teams are starting to pour that money into right tackle a little bit more than they have in the past. I love the way the league is just constantly changing. Slow negotiations, these things take time, suggest potential hurdles such as disagreements over guarantees or contract length. Tom's camp may push for a deal rivaling top tackles. Tristan Wirfs, $25 million average annual value, while the Packers aim for a cost-effective figure closer to 15 to 18. If we get him for 15 to 18, boys, I'm telling you, I'm going to dance around the trailer park. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be absolutely awesome. Securing Tom ensures stability at right tackle, complementing left tackle Rasheed Walker, and new center Elton Jenkins. We haven't even mentioned that. The versatility with Zack Tom, too. I don't see how they get him for less than 20 million, guys.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I hope it happens, but I don't know. Walker, calculated risk. We kind of talked about everything up to this point. A cost-effective deal for Walker would be 4 years, $40 million, $20 million guaranteed. So that would essentially be a 3-year deal for $20 million is what it would come down to. A 4-year deal, that's really just a 3-year deal. If you go with a 3-year deal at $10 million per, you're probably looking at closer to 16, 17, maybe $18 million in guarantee. And you would obviously a 3-year deal would be a 2-year deal. Would maintain defensive continuity while allowing the Packers to allocate cap space elsewhere, such as to a veteran cornerback post Alexander. So let's go around the horn with it. Any thoughts triggered in your guys' mind? Anything at all?
I don't know. I just don't see it. I mean, let's pay Tom. Let's if we can get Quay on a deal. I just don't.
Would you do it for 10, Emilio? 10 million per
For
Quay?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The cap's going up by what, 30 next year or something like that? What's a couple million here and there, like on the side for a linebacker? I mean, because Coop's going to get paid. If he keeps playing like that, we're going to have to pay him no matter what. But if you can get Quay on a deal and then Quay still keeps, improving, getting better, then you got him on a deal in 3 years. It looks like, you got a bargain for him.
Do you think you could try to, because like Emilio said earlier, I more want to see what's possible with Quay and Coop, and then insert whoever a third linebacker is consistently, whether it's Quay or Coop when we're in that kind of nickel. I don't know, man. Would you be willing? If they give him a 3-year, $30 million with 15 guaranteed, I'd be okay with that.
Like, what was that number again, Jacob?
A 3-year, $30 million, 15 guaranteed. Like, I'd be cool with that. I'd be completely cool with that. And I think that would be a
loaded with incentives.
Loaded with incentives. I feel like if that would be a good enough contract where that's not offensive to Quay. I think that's definitely incentive based where he could make some money, but it's also doesn't break the bank and give us maybe a 2-year out kind of thing. Where if we see that him and for whatever reason him and Coop, they're just not meshing together well. Quay looks like he's a little sloppy. Cut bait after that first year. You know what I mean? But I think that would be in the ballpark where I'd be happy.
Yeah, because essentially what it turns into when people hear that, they go, "Man, 10 million per, is he really worth 10 million per?" You're not going to end up paying him 10 million per if it doesn't work out. And if it does work out, you're going to be going, heck yeah, 10 million per is well worth it, Because again, as you mentioned, Emilio, that cap going up, stack backer money is going to go up too, right? So get ahead of it a little bit, right?
And what's the difference between 10 and 8? Like if you had to get it under double digits, like what going to matter in 3 years that you didn't get him on $6 million?
Jacob, tell her to go back to sleep.
Get ready to go.
Emilio was over here breaking it down.
What? Cheese curds make my stomach hurt all the time, but I do eat them though.
You've been giving that dog cheese. What's he mad
must be the floodlight Jacob's got coming in from his window right there.
Somebody's running a buzzsaw outside that's making a high pitched whir, and he just wants to sing
letting
along.
them know, bro. We're trying to do a podcast in here. Jesus.
Lucas said Quay's going to take 10 milli. He agrees.
There you go. Sign him up. All right. Holmes said, "What the hell's going on over there?"
Right. Don't forget to like while you're at it. While you're listening to those sounds, hit that like button.
Jacob, thank you for muting there. Let us know when it's over. This is a good time to say, hey, guys, if you want to support what we do here at Packers Total Access, go to our Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. $3 get you access to everything on the site. It's just, like I said, a way for us to provide extra content, and you guys support what we do here. We're going to be doing a giveaway this Saturday, all right? For anyone who's in the $3 tier, which is the cheapest tier we got there, everybody's name is going to be entered into the giveaway. We're going to spin the wheel of names and give away an autographed Luke Musgrave rookie card. All right. So we got that one. Nice little shiny one. No, Emilio, stop looking at it. You're not entered into the contest. All right. So if you want to join the Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. Something we're going to do on there too is I went through and compiled a bunch of information within the AI database and put in a bunch of Curly Lambeau stuff from his books that were wrote on, like The Man Behind the Mystique, this and that. And we're going to have like these little articles put together where we ask Curly Lambeau, hey, what was it like coaching Johnny Blood, right? And it's Curly Lambeau based off of the database that has all the information about his life and everything. And he's going to write an article. He is going to write an article describing what it was like coaching John McNally. That article's already up at Patreon. We're doing the same thing. Don Hudson's is already up. So it's a cool little creative way to tap into Packers history. And maybe how would Curly Lambeau have talked about those guys if he was still alive today? So I thought that'd be kind of cool. That's just some other creative stuff that we're doing in there.
So what, Buckets is on a break, or where did he hit the island, or
Buckets Goldenberg re-enlisted?
Which island Which island you talking about, Emilio? I didn't think that list had dropped yet. What are you talking about?
Oh, jeez.
Unbelievable.
How dare you?
Now Buckets, I think Buckets got promoted. He's no longer with us.
Oh.